is that we all get it. Don't give in to the pain, just keep living, cause
dreams got dreams I'm striving for. So I'm gonna live higher. I'm gonna live higher. I got dreams I'm striving.
What's up, guys? It's Toby Rosario, and in today's video I wanted to talk about how you can increase your credit score as fast as you can, right? So first you need to understand, and I made a previous video on I talked about a couple of tips how you can increase your score. I'll have a link somewhere in this video where you guys can check that video up. But essentially you need to understand what are the biggest determining factors that determine your credit score, right? There's a lot of factors, but the two biggest ones are the ones right here. Payment history and credit utilization. They essentially make up about 65% of your credit score, right? So that's a big chunk of that credit score. Now there's other factors, right? Mixed credit, there's new inquiries like new credit, and things like that. But the biggest thing you want to focus on to increase your score is to either make sure that you don't have any late payments on your credit score, any collections, any derogatory items, any charge-offs, any late payments. You want to make sure that those are not reporting on your credit report. You want to get those removed. If you have any like late payments, you're gonna have to do some credit repair. You're gonna have to hire someone or do it yourself to get those late payments off your credit report, because that is a big part of what affects your credit score. Another thing that affects your credit score is credit utilization. And essentially what credit utilization is, to keep it very simple, is let's say you have a $1,000 credit card and you're using $900 of that credit card. So you get 90% of that utilization, right? You have $1,000 that you can use, you're using $900 of that $1,000. Therefore, your credit utilization is at 90%, right? What you really want to do is you want to keep that at, honestly, you want to keep it at less than 10%. I know people, a lot of people say keep it under 30%. You really want to be anywhere between in the teens. You want to, not in the teens, you want to be in single digits. You want to be below 10%, 9% or below. To get that down. And what that does is it increases your score dramatically, right? If you pay off all your credit cards in full each month, you pay 0 interest, and that's going to keep your score high. So another tip that you can do to increase your credit score is you want to add authorized users with age. What does that mean? What is an authorized user? Essentially what an authorized user is, you can actually, so let's say I have, so my credit cards, I can actually add someone on my credit card as an authorized user, and essentially what that does is it gives that authorized user all my credit history, all my payment history, my utilization, so the years, so that really dramatically boosts up your score, especially if you don't have age on your credit report, right? Because what happens is whenever you keep getting cards, it dwindles down your average age of the accounts. But adding authorized user gives you another set of payment history and utilization as well. So that's why you want to be adding utilization with age, right? Age is very important, because you don't want to, you want that age really to be 7 years or more, because when you get into 7 years or more, you get into a different tier. Like it's considered really good because you have shown that over 7 years you have excellent payment history, right? Does that make sense? As opposed to someone who just got a credit card 6 months ago and has only made 6 months of payment, right? As opposed to someone who's had 7 years of a credit card and never missed a payment, has excellent payment history. They have all that 7 years showing that they're able to make payments on time and never make a late payment. So again, you want to keep your utilization down below 10%. Add authorized users, so you can ask one of your family members or friends, and you can actually buy some trade lines. But essentially, it's a good way to boost your score when your score is not where you want it to be, because, well, you obviously have to be added to someone who has age, has a high credit limit, and has perfect payment history. You don't want someone who that's gonna essentially you take on their history. So if I add you to my credit as an authorized user and you're on my account and I make a late payment, that's gonna reflect in your credit report. So just keep that in mind. Make sure whoever is adding you or you're being added on has excellent payment history, and preferably you want someone with a high credit limit or high years, right? That they have a long time with that credit. So a couple tips if you don't have any credit. What you want to do is, number one, you want to again add authorized user. That's a great way to kind of get your foot in the door, to boost up your score a lot, especially if you're very brand new, because you don't have the age, right? If you're fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, you're not gonna have the age that shows that you've been paying on time for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But if you had someone as an authorized, if you added as an authorized user to someone's account who's had 7+ years of credit history, that's gonna boost your score up dramatically. So what you want to do is, once you are added as an authorized user, you need to start creating your own credit profile by getting primary accounts, your own accounts. So once your score shoots up, you have to apply for credit cards. You're gonna have to get your own accounts, because lenders, they're able to see if it's an authorized user on the account, or if you have your own primary account. So you need to get primary accounts once your score goes up. You need to apply for credit cards. Get loans, because you want to make sure that you are the one responsible for the loans, and then you can make those payments over time. That way they can see that you're responsible. You're not piggybacking off someone's credit history. Another thing is that you can do is, what's going to happen is, especially if you don't have any credit, you're going to have a low score because you haven't proven that you're able to get any credit cards, right? Because you have a low score. So what you can do is, you can actually go down to your bank, any bank, and get a secured card for like $300 to $500, whatever amount you want to do. Essentially, what a secured card is, you have to come up with the money. So let's say I go to the bank. This is what I did. I like 8 years ago. What I did, I went to a bank, right? Because I didn't have any credit. I went to a bank and I created a secured card. I put $500 down as a secured deposit, and then that $500, I just kept making payments on my own $500, and at the end of the term they give you that money back, and then it becomes unsecured, meaning that the lender, the bank is lending you money. It's not your own money that you're lending to yourself. So that's a great way to build credit, a credit profile, a credit score, and get credit cards, because essentially you're guaranteeing that money with your own money. You're guaranteeing that line of credit. You're putting the $500, so you'll have a $500 credit card. You keep making payments for a certain amount of time, and then after that, then it becomes unsecured, and essentially that's how you start to build up your credit profile. So that's a great way to do that. So those are the biggest things you want to do. You want to authorized users are a great hack. You want to make sure that they don't have any late payments. Any late payments are going to reflect on your credit score, also the utilization as well. And then once your score goes up, you want to get your own accounts. You want to get your own credit cards, because you want a mix of different types of credit. You want you want credit cards, installment loans, mortgage, student loans, auto loans, things like that. Those are mixed. You have credit cards, you have car loan, mortgage, student loans, personal loans, something that's an installment loan. You also have revolving credit. So you wanna once your score goes up, you want to start applying for credit, so you can have your own primary accounts, and then you keep making payments on time, and then as you gradually keep doing that, your score is going to continue to go up, because you have the age. Once you have the authorized user, you have your own primary accounts, and then also you also have your own accounts. That's it, guys. Comment below and let me know if I missed anything, if you have any other questions on how you can raise your score up fast. That's my time. My name's Rosario. Peace.